What it do and what it does. What it do and what it does. Facebook, IG, YouTube, what's happening? Let's get to it a little bit tonight. This is your boy Mark My Words. Glad to see y'all in the building this evening, we're gonna do a short you know how we do, health and wellness Q&A today. Haven't been on it for a while. So wanted to come on and talk to y'all about a couple things, man. Been getting some email questions, so I always really appreciate those. And I haven't been answering the questions like that. I haven't been on live, so just wanted to come on. There's just a couple questions, but definitely about to get in a pattern of coming on here a lot more to talk to y'all about health and wellness, man. So let me make sure my mic is right. Get my life together just a little bit, and so y'all can come on in and we could chat. Just gonna be on here for about 20, 30 minutes maybe, and just hit a couple questions up. Now, starting very soon, we'll be on here weekly, all right, doing a health and wellness Q&A, okay? What that does is that gives you a chance to email me questions. That gives me a chance to feature some questions that I've been getting throughout the week from other people, and even on my other platforms, TikTok, IG, Facebook, and we just come on here and I answer the questions. But what I like to do with that is, get you guys some insight on things that other people are going through that maybe you don't know that you're going through, or maybe things that you were thinking about, you may be too scared to ask, or you went through it before, perhaps you handled it a different way. And anybody in the health and fitness community, they'll tell you that you can never hear something too many times. You can never hear good advice too many times when it comes to your health and wellness. It's some of us that we listen to it like all day, every day, right? Just constant reminders of what we're supposed to be doing. And it's really hard to fall off because life does happen, man. And this is a journey for you. So most of us have fallen off at some point. And so it just really helps to be reminded of the thing. So it might even be something you've already gone through, and I might answer it the way you know it's supposed to be answered, but it helps you kind of stay focused. You hear something 10 times, it sounds good. 30 times, it sounds pretty good. 80 times, it sounds great. And you're like, all right, well, maybe this is the way I'm supposed to be doing it. So thank you for coming on in with your boy, man. All right. Now you can email me at coachmark22@gmail.com. All right. That is Coach Mark with a C, 22@gmail.com. If you put in a submission, obviously I'll always keep you anonymous, but I will bring your question on a Q&A or do a video on it and post it on YouTube, perhaps. Just going through your situation so other people can comment. It's really valuable when other people comment as well as my advice, because that does help you see different viewpoints, and I might give you some advice that is different from what other people say. You know what I mean? So that's what makes a health and fitness page great. That's what makes the community great, because we all come together. Because I think when it comes to health and wellness, it's really funny, man. These type of communities want to see everybody win, right? There's not as much jealousy. Now, obviously, any page, any platform, you're going to have some negativity. But for the most part in the health and fitness communities, man, you losing fat, right? Getting to a nice body fat percentage, or you getting a lot of sleep, or you eating better has nothing to do with me, right? It doesn't take away from what I'm doing. There's enough to go around for everybody. There's enough health and wellness to go around for everybody. So you always get support on these platforms and in these communities, man. So you're not too old, you're not too young, you're not too experienced, you're not too inexperienced. If you're alive, man, you're welcome. You dig what I'm saying? You're always welcome on health and fitness pages and communities, man. So thanks for coming in tonight. Now we just gonna get to a couple questions, so we can see what you guys been thinking, to see how you've been feeling, and see if we can get to a little bit of solutions. All right. Now, so the first one, it's on stress and mental health. How do you personally manage stress when it feels like it's coming at you from every angle, work, family, finances, without letting you break your focus on your peace? That's a very good question. Now, listen, I like to talk about wellness a lot, right? Because in the health and fitness community, we can sometimes get focused on outcomes, goals, numbers, and aesthetics. You know what I mean? We see somebody, they look really good. They got abs, they got muscles, right? The skin looks nice. They're hitting their PRs in the gym, and we think everything's cool. Although it's an outlet, and although your life is better when things are going that way, man, that has nothing to do with work. That has nothing to do with what you might be going through in your relationship. That has no impact on your family life with your children, right? So you can still be stressed out. So so the question was, how do you deal with stress when it's coming at you from every angle? Work, family, finances, and that's pretty much every angle right there. You know what I mean? Without letting it break you. Now, number one, bro, you never want to let stress get to a point where it's boiling over, right? You don't want to let it get to that point. Health and wellness, bro. So that means no matter how healthy you are, you have to have wellness. And a lot of our wellness practices are rooted in meditation. Okay? They're rooted in meditation. They're rooted in nature. They're rooted in being in a quiet place. And I'm talking about every day and maybe a couple times a day. So a lot of us that subscribe to a religion, we pray a couple times a day, right? And that's a time for us to just, get to a peaceful place, get on our knees or sit quiet. Some people do it standing up, but it's always normally peaceful. You normally calm yourself down and you talk to your maker, right? So you should have a couple times a day where you are getting to a quiet place, bro, and you are shutting everything down and you're closing your eyes and you're just there and sitting still. And like I said, a couple times a day. A lot of people do it right before they eat. Then that pretty much what that pretty much does is it lines it up every day. So you don't have to worry about it. You won't forget it if you do it every time you eat, because you're going to eat. You know what I mean? That pretty much cements that little part in your schedule. You don't have to work it in. You're going to do it every time. You're going to do it a couple times a day if you do it before you eat. Now, along with a couple little small periods of meditation, okay? You have to make stress lists. Stress lists. It's funny because I always make my partner make lists, and she hates that, right? She hates lists. Why do I got to make these lists? When you put things on paper, it goes out of you. It kind of goes off your mind, right? Just for a split second, goes off your mind because it's on the paper and you know it's on there. It's like a to-do list, right? You put the to-do list down. Now it's off your mind. You just got to check them off. So when you put things that are stressing you, and I would make 3 different lists: one for work, one for family, one for finances. The things that are stressing you out and troubling you the most. Then you take that list a tiny bit further and you break down 3 to 5 steps on how you can fix everything on that list. So let's just say your family, you're dealing with all your kids. Every kid in your house is acting up in school and they're getting bad grades. You got to take each situation and write down some possible solutions to each child doing better in school. And now you have a plan. Now you got some small steps to get to eradicating these stressors from your life. Bro, listen, we all go through stress. Don't ever think people don't go through stress. They all go through it. But there are people who let stress consume them, and there are people who consume the stress. And the people who consume the stress are the people who put things down on a list. They make little tiny solutions to each problem, and they just start checking them off every day, bro. Start checking them off every day. That might be making some phone calls. That might mean, starting to meditate. That might mean going to meet with guidance counselors or going to meet with teachers or professors. That might mean sitting your wife down and working through some issues that you guys have, right? But when you get it on paper or when you put it in your phone, make a list in your phone, and you start checking them off. And I'm talking about, bro, you instantly feel better. You instantly feel better. Now, I'll say the third thing. So number 1, we have some simple meditation throughout the day, 3 periods of your day that you need to just have some quiet time. Number 2, you need to make some stress lists. Okay. And in these lists, you are just going to put everything down that's stressing you. And you are then going to put some simple solutions so that these things can no longer stress you. Okay. Now, number 3, when you make the list, you will realize that you have to let some of this stuff go because it's not that serious. When you make a list of the things that are stressing you out, you have to ask the question on every bullet point. You got to ask, how is this directly affecting my life? Bro, we be stressed about what our kids are wearing to prom. You're not going to the prom. Your kids are. And if they want to wait to the last minute, let them wait to the last minute. If they haven't figured out which car they're taking, let them figure it out. They might take an Uber, bro. So what? Right? It's things that's bugging you about work, certain coworkers, certain employees. It's not really that serious. A lot of times we are stressed about things that do not directly affect us, but they affect other people. And those people don't care that much. They don't care that much. Now, you said something about finances. And again, a lot of the things that we're worried about with our finances are future outcomes that haven't happened yet. And we stress about things that aren't that important. I don't have clothes for this vacation. Oh, what am I going to do if I don't have money to go to this game? My daughter wants this type of car, but I can only afford to buy her this type of car. What am I going to do? Right? So much of it is not that serious. It just is not. So we have to realize that so many of these things are not that serious and that we're stressing over things that don't directly affect us, man. So when you write the list down, you really have to ask yourself, does this affect me? How much does this affect me? And if it does, then come up with some solutions to get rid of it. But great question. Just want to make sure that we got a little detailed on that because a lot of us deal with stress, man, and stress is huge. And you can't call yourself healthy if you're super stressed out. You can't. All right? So you can email me at coachmark22@gmail.com if you have a small submission or a question that you'd like me to put on a Q&A. All right. Now, this one is on fitness and motivation. At this stage in life, how do you stay consistent with working out when your energy isn't what it used to be and motivation comes and goes? Great question. Now, motivation will come and go, sir. So you can't rely on motivation. Okay? Bro, for most of us that are in the gym with our workouts and we work out every day, most of us do something every day. I'm gonna be honest with you. And some of those days are rest and recovery days, active recovery days. And that might just mean getting in a bunch of steps, walking outside, moderate walks. You know what I'm saying? Stretch. We're in a sauna. We're in a jacuzzi. We're in a whirlpool. In a cold plunge and all that, right? But that's doing stuff. Most guys will tell you, if you ask 5 guys who work out hard, I'm talking about that they go insane, they train. Okay, they don't just work out, they train. Ask 5 guys, even professional athletes. Ask them if they feel like it every day. They're going to tell you they don't. They're going to tell you they don't, bro. I promise you that. Most of the, hey, bro, every other morning, man, I don't feel like it. But we make it a non-negotiable. We make it a non-negotiable. See, a lot of you guys have non-negotiables in your life. You haven't made working out one of them. You haven't made working out one of them. You have a non-negotiable. You watch your team every week when it comes on. You won't miss any sporting events for your children. You don't miss date nights with your wife. You don't miss church. You call your mom every day. You get up and go to work every single day. A lot of y'all got perfect attendance. A lot of y'all got PTO you need to take because you haven't taken a vacation. You're that dedicated to your job. So you have a ton of non-negotiables. Some of y'all smoke weed every day. Non-negotiable. All you have to do is make working out a non-negotiable. You have to set a time period, 30 minutes. Hey, bro, you can get a lot done in 30 minutes. You can get a lot done in 30 minutes, man. All right? So 30 minutes to 60 minutes. You got to make that time frame and say, I'm going to do at least this much every day. And then after that, I'm doing it every day. The reason why a lot of us are morning workout guys, the reason why we get on and we get busy in the morning is because it gets it out of the way. Bro, it's not fun. I know there are some guys on IG that you follow, bro, that probably they make it look, I mean, easy. But it's not. And it's not fun. I never leave the gym, bro, and I say, man, that was fun. It's not fun. It's not going to be. So you might as well get it out the way. Bro, the best thing, I'm telling you, the guys who are the most successful, in my eyes, 90% of them, they work out in the morning. They work out in the morning. If they work second shift, bro, they get up. Whenever they get up, they do it first thing. They have their small morning routine, about 30 to 45 minutes, bro, and they get to it. They get to it. You know, you gotta take the angst out of it. You know, I used to be an evening guy. Oh, I'll do it after work. Bro, half of the time I didn't go because I was mentally exhausted. It wasn't even about the physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion. Also, when you do it in the evening, it gives way to too many distractions or too many things that can get in the way of, people call you to go out to dinner. There's yard work. There's things with the kids. Your wife wants to do stuff. I mean, laundry list of things. So I encourage any man, bro. You got to start his day with a physical win, and that is working out or training. And bro, if that means you go down in your basement, you go out in your garage, you go in your backyard, whatever you got to do. Let's cut down the drive time. Oh, I don't have time to drive to the gym, then come home, get a shot. 30 minutes outside, bro. 30 minutes outside. Minimal rest, calisthenics, man, if that's how you got to start it. But I'm telling you, life's not going to stop being busy. That's not what happens. The only thing that happens is you make working out a priority, a non-negotiable. That's what happens. The successful guys, they make working out a priority. When they're on vacation, they do it. When it's snowing outside, they do it. If they're supposed to go spend time with a young lady, they'll say, yo, you got to wait because that's when they do it. They do it all the time. It's a non-negotiable. Bro, as soon as you put that consistency in your life and make it a non-negotiable, you're going to succeed at it. I promise you that. It's going to reward you. It always does. All right. But great question, man. A lot of guys go through that. And so we got to be transparent enough to ask those questions because that is something every guy is going through at some point. You know what I mean? Great question, though. So if you have a email submission like that, please do me a favor and email me at coachmark22@gmail.com. All right. Let me see. So we have another one here on wellness and recovery. Do you think most men our age overlook recovery, sleep, stretching, nutrition because we still try to train like we're 25? Great question, buddy. Yes. A lot of us, first of all, think that we're 25 years old. Okay. Now, you can get into aesthetically, close to the same type shape you were at 25. A lot of you guys, let's say you weighed 185 pounds, 25 years old. A lot of you guys can shed body fat. You can do the work. You can get there. Okay. A lot of you guys aren't that far from that right now. To expect to perform like you did at 25, to be able to jump as high, run as fast, take as much contact, beat your body down. That's normally not possible at 45, the same way it was at 25. Why is that? Because your body has experienced wear and tear over time. It's not just because you're old. You were actually using your body. You understand? So if you were somewhere preserved in a tank, you know what I'm saying, a tank of water, and you just came out 20 years later, you probably could do everything you did because you were being preserved, but you weren't. Okay? You're putting your body through stuff. Depending on what type of job you have, bro. Some of you guys perform manual labor at your job. You're wearing your body down a little bit. So obviously you should not expect to perform the same way you did when you were 25. But I am here to tell you, bro. I am here to tell you, most of us, if we think about what now, mind you, we're playing basketball, we're playing volleyball, we're riding dirt bikes, we're surfing, we're doing all types of stuff when we're 25, right? Most of us weren't sleeping well. Most of us weren't stretching out. Most of us did not have our nutrition dialed in. Even the guys that played college ball, they'll tell you, bro, we were eating pizza and ramen noodles every day. They weren't dialed in on the nutrition, not like the kids are now, right? So because of that, again, with the information that has been brought to us now, that's so available to us now about sleep, nutrition, recovery, stretching, mobility, all the things. We have so much information. We can get to a different health point. I hate to say healthier than we were at 25, but it's a different health you'll be in. You'll see a lot of guys in their 40s. They almost look healthier than they did when they were 25, although you know that they're much older and they may not be able to perform the way they did when they were 25. but they probably take way better care of themselves, to be honest. All right. So we do overlook recovery. And bro, listen, it's really major when you're young. We just didn't do it. But most of us would have been way better off had we done it. So number one, sleep. Bro, your circadian rhythm is so very important. The reason why kids wake up with so much energy every single day is that normally they go to bed at the same time and they wake up at the same time. You guys put your kids down at the same time every night for years. If we did that and we woke up at the same time, because most of your kids wake up at the same time. A lot of you guys email me and say, yo, my son's up at 6 o'clock every day, no alarm. Yeah, because he's been going to bed at 9 o'clock every night forever. And not to mention, he gets 9 hours of sleep. How about that? So with the sleep, guys, same bedtime, you got to have a bedtime. And I know it's not always going to work out the way, it's not always going to work out the way you want it to. But if you do try it the same way you set your alarm to wake up, you start to get in a rhythm, okay? Your body, man, your hormones benefit greatly. They get in sync, bro. I promise you that, okay? And you have to get adequate sleep. That means when you wake up in the morning, if you're still tired for 2 and 3 hours, you didn't get enough sleep. If you never want to get out the bed, you're not getting enough sleep. And let's be clear about something. It has to be something that's continuous. It can't be I get a lot of sleep on Saturdays. Or bro, if you have shitty sleep from Monday through Friday, it doesn't matter. Right? It's like you spending money all week. And then like Saturday, you're like, oh, I'm not going to spend money today. Yeah, well, your account's still depleted, sir. That's how it is with your sleep. Sleep is super duper, 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 duper important, sir. I hate to say it's more important than your nutrition, but it's on the same level. And we don't talk about it that much. If someone eats really well all the time, they are going to see a lot of progress. But if they have shitty sleep, they will not perform well. So you got to understand, we're talking about guys that work out. We're talking about health and fitness. We're talking about running. We're talking about lifting weights. We're talking about swimming, biking. If you are trying to perform any physical activity daily, you need to be at your best. Your energy has to be at its highest. Best way to do that is get sleep. There's some guys that don't eat that much. Some guys don't eat that much. They could be in a fasted state. Most of us work out in a fasted state anyway. I'm not saying your nutrition doesn't have to be on point, but most of us are coming off of, man, we ain't eat for 12 hours. We squatting 325 pounds, 36 times. Only if your sleep is on point, though. You understand? So sleep is very important. The nutrition is also very important, man. Sleep, nutrition, stretching, right? Those were the things you mentioned in the question. So sleep's vital. Nutrition's vital. Whole foods. If it grew, if you can find it in nature, it's probably good for you, sir. Just being honest with you. If that's where you got to start, that's where you got to start. If you're a little bit more experienced, most likely, you know what you're supposed to be eating and what you're not. A lot of protein, bro. Try to reduce the carbs a little bit. Healthy fats. You know what I mean? Healthy fats. That's not a bad thing, but they have to come from healthy fat sources. All right. Nutrition is important. And again, constant. I like the idea of constant meals, man. Again, if we look at our children, if you look at a 14-year-old boy, 14, 18-year-old boy, energy through the roof, strong, right? Flexible. Look at their patterns, man. Most of them go to sleep same time every night. They wake up same time every day. They eat at the same times every day. Breakfast, right before school. Lunch, they got a lunch period. They come home, they eat whatever. They eat dinner. Bro, we make sure that they eat, and they eat when they're hungry, right? They don't wait. They don't go days without eating something nutrition. Bro, we make sure that our kids eat well. But that's why they look the way they look, man. Okay? Now, last thing, stretching. You said something about stretching. Again, man, at 22, yeah, I can get right out the car and play 4 or 5 games of basketball. Stretching before you work out, before you train, before you play basketball, swim, whatever, is vital. I usually take about 20 minutes myself. I like to go in the sauna. I like to stretch for 20 minutes. I come out. I feel amazing. hit the stationary bike for like 3 to 5 minutes. I'm ready to go. All right. But everybody's stretching routine is different. But guys, we're talking 15, 20 minutes. These professional athletes that you see play a game, bro, I'm telling you, they are at the facility stretching for an hour and a half before they come out and warm up. For an hour and a half. You think you're just going to get out your car, you've been at work all day, and you're going to train and wonder why you're not performing well. So number one is for performance, but number two for recovery. Okay. So while your body's recovering, so let's just say you worked out, you did legs on Monday, Tuesday. I love active recovery days. Sauna, steam room, whirlpool, cold plunge, stretching. We watch hours of sports, fellas. Stretch. That's it. Because listen, as your muscle fibers are healing from whatever you put your body through, the day before, when you're stretching, bro, the lactic acid that's built up, man, listen, it is a thing. It is a thing, sir. And I know you don't see the videos where the guys are stretching. I know you don't see the guys that you follow. They only put up 90-second clips and they look amazing. You're like, man, this guy, most of them have a stretch routine and it is for real. And they do it on recovery days, man. All right. So as you get your nutrition right, you get your sleep right, stretching is vital. And then you become more mobile and actually you start to see how flexible you can become. If you start performing the same stretches time and time again, then on top of that, bro, the aches and pains go away. And that's probably the biggest thing, the inflammation. Okay. So your aches and pains are caused by inflammation. And listen, when you start stretching on a regular basis, and I'm talking simple stretches that we were taught when we were in kindergarten, touching your toes, sitting on the straddle stretches, hurdler stretch, do what I'm telling you, all of a sudden, back pain's going away. All of a sudden, you can see you touching your toes, you staying down for a minute and a half. You could only do it for 15 seconds before. You start to become more flexible, sir. And when you become more flexible, you can perform better. That means you can train better, you can run farther, you can bike a little farther, right? You can ruck farther because you're loose. It is what it is. All right. I got two more here, man. We ain't gonna stay over all night. All right. But if you have something for me, please email me, coachmark22@gmail.com. That is coachmark22@gmail.com. All right. Now, how much of a man's sexual performance and confidence do you think is connected to his physical fitness and overall mental health? How much of a man's sexual performance and confidence do you think is connected to his physical fitness and his overall mental health? All of it. All of his sexual performance and confidence is tied to his level of physical fitness and overall mental health. And let's touch no. Let's go to the physical fitness first. Let's say you have sex for 30 minutes. Round number, 30 minutes every time. Okay. It is a physical activity. It is a physical activity. You're bending, reaching, you're thrusting, you're in a squat position, you're standing up, you're laying down, but you got to perform as you lay down. There's all types of positions going on. It's all types of work going on. Okay. How you perform physically doing one thing is how you perform physically doing everything. Okay. Think about that. So if you never take walks, if you don't move, if you're sedentary all the time, if you sit on your ass at work and you sit on your ass at home, if you don't sleep well and you got a bad mattress, if you have aches and pains, if you have inflammation, if you never train, if you never sweat, if you never jump, if you never run fast, buddy, I know you think that you're performing well in the bedroom, but you probably have no idea what you could be doing if you actually put your body through some physical activities throughout the week. Sir, I am here to tell you something. There was a time in my life when I was 40 to 50 pounds heavier than what I am now. I was sedentary. I drank a lot, ate horribly, didn't get great sleep, stressed out a lot, had a bad relationship. Sir, I thought I was having decent sex back then. Let me tell you what happens when you lose 40, 50 pounds, brother. Let me tell you what happens when you walk every day, 11,000, 15,000 steps. Let me tell you what happens when you outside and you getting sunlight every day, dog. When you meditating 3, 4, 5 times a day, when you in the sauna, when you doing push-ups, dips, pull-ups, hey, whole new level in the bedroom, playboy. All right. So your performance, your physical performance in the bedroom is directly tied to what you do outside of the bedroom. So for you guys that smoke all the time, for you guys that drink all the time, for you guys that never want to take a walk, you don't exercise, squatting down, and when you get up, you make noises, your bones crack. Again, you think you're having good sex, and I'm not saying you don't enjoy yourself, but you have no idea what pure enjoyment is. So as far as the performance, I say get moving. Let's go. Okay? Now, your overall mental health. If you are stressed out, if you're always arguing with your baby mom, if you're allowing your job to stress you out, if you're spending your money irresponsibly, if your kids are stressing you out, if you're always telling people you're going to do something and you're always breaking plans, huh? That messes with your mental health, as it should. Okay? Those are real things, as it should. It absolutely affects your confidence in the bedroom because your mind's everywhere. You ever try to have sex with a woman and she's like, oh man, I'm just not in the mood. I'm just really stressed out about XYZ. And most of the time, man, you know how we are. We like, man, I don't care what's going on. I can get to it. It don't matter. But bro, it does affect you. Again, just like the guy who doesn't exercise and doesn't really take his health seriously, you don't think it's affecting you. You think that you're actually having decent sex. But when you're super stressed out, bro, you're not able to relax your mind. You understand? So therefore, you're not in a relaxed state. You're not calm. You're not focused on that person that's in your bed. You're focused on a lot of other things. So your overall mental health it's funny because your overall mental health affects your performance and confidence in the bedroom. But because you might be inactive and you're not paying attention much to your physical fitness, that affects your performance and confidence, and then also affects your mental health because, sir, you can't say that you're in a good space if you're not having good sex, if you're failing in the bedroom, if you're not having good erections, huh? If you're climaxing too fast, if you're not in the mood when she's in the mood, it affects your mental health. See, all this stuff is tied in together. When we're just talking about sex, fellas, let's keep it a beat. It's all tied in together. If you are sedentary, if you don't treat your body right, if you don't at least eat sensibly, if you're not getting great sleep, circadian rhythm, remember we talked about that a little earlier. If we are not moving our body, you cannot expect to perform well in the bedroom. Again, it's been okay because it's been a long time since you've been healthy. So it just seems like you're putting in work, right? Your overall mental health is affecting your ability to get focused in the bedroom, to be relaxed in the bedroom, to let yourself go when you're in the bedroom with your partner, to really focus on them sometimes, because sometimes it's about them, right? To fully focus on them. You can't even get all the way focused on that person or the situation because you was just arguing. Your blood pressure was elevated 5 hours ago because you was arguing with your baby mom. He's arguing with your neighbor again, coworker. You was at the barbershop arguing for 2 hours. Who's better, LeBron or MJ? Huh? Your overall mental health, family. Everything that affects your mental health will then leak over into your sexual performance. So for a lot of us guys that take our health and fitness very, very seriously, and it's a non-negotiable for us, we know that even though our mental health might take blows, because a lot of times we don't know what's going to happen. When somebody call you about your kid at school, that affects your mental health. When you have bills that you didn't expect, or you expected a contract to go through at work and it didn't go through, so now you got to figure out some things, that affects your mental health. You couldn't really help that. But when your fitness is on point, when you're doing something every day, and that's all I'm talking about, Bro, everybody's not going to train the same way. But when you're walking every day, when you're meditating a little bit, when you're eating well, when you make sure you go to sleep at a certain time and wake up at a certain time, and it's the same time every day and every night, and you're in that circadian rhythm, you're able to withstand the things that affect your mental health. You understand? You're at a very low stress point. So when those things come, you're able to deal with them a lot better. Hence making it easier for you to perform well in the bedroom. And brother, let me tell you something. When you're performing well in the bedroom, you walk with your chest a little higher, a little higher than the guys that ain't, baby. I promise you that. I promise you that. So as a middle-aged man, bro, your performance and your confidence in the bedroom is directly connected to your physical activities, how you treat your body, your health and wellness, and absolutely ties into your mental health. So both of them have to be on point, but I think both go hand in hand, and that's why it's so vital for you to be active and treat your body well. You have to. And that was a really great question. And guys, we got to talk more about sex, man. We have to. We can't keep acting like all of us having sex, bro. Some a little bit more than others. You know what I mean? But hey, bro, you 45 years old. You fuck around, be on this earth till you 90. You got 45 more years out here in these streets and these sheets. So we got to talk about it sometimes. And we got to help each other out, man. We got to hold each other accountable. Hey, Playboy, you can't sit on that couch 8 hours a day eating Doritos and drinking beer and think you finna get busy in that bedroom. That's not how that works. It just is what it is. So if you got a question like that, a submission, something like that, I will keep you anonymous. But please email me at coachmark22@gmail.com. That is Coach Mark with a C. You understand? 22@gmail.com. Now, the last one today is on balance and fulfillment. What does wellness actually mean to you as a man in your 40s and 50s? Is it peace of mind, a strong body, a good woman, financial stability, or all of it? That's a great question. And yo, listen, I've been doing a lot of videos on wellness lately. Just wellness. And wellness for me simply is, the things in our life that make us feel good. The things in our lives that make us feel good. Okay. Not make us look good. And not make other people look good or not get attention from other people. I'm talking about things that make you feel good. Like when you're sitting on your porch with your grandmother and it's a nice summer evening and the breeze is blowing. You're just having a nice calm. That's wellness. You understand? So the question was, in your 40s and 50s, is it peace of mind? Is it a strong body, a good woman, financial stability, all of it? I would say, sir, it's all of it. But I will say this. I always go to strong body. I always go to strong body first, because as a man, when you feel strong, you feel good. When you feel capable, you feel good. Normally, when you feel strong, you feel capable. And that is capable that you can defend whoever's with you, your loved ones, right? That means capable that you could help somebody in need if they need it. And that also means that you could maybe build things. Maybe you can do things with your hands, right? So a strong body, absolutely. I think all those things then bring you a certain peace of mind. You're calm. All right. I know I can do 50 push-ups. So if somebody tried to rob me and my lady, I probably could do something. There's something I could do, right? I could probably, run and grab a kid out of a burning building because I've been working out a little bit, man. I probably can get up the stairs quick. Gives you peace of mind. Okay. Now, that strong body probably gives you peace of mind. When you're strong and you look peaceful, guess what you attract? Good women. And brother, when you have a good woman for you, right? A good woman that's supportive, a good woman that follows your lead, a good woman that even if she has a question, even if she doesn't agree with something, she does not buck against you, doesn't argue with you. A good woman who takes care of you, and a good woman who allows you to take care of them. How about that? Because that's what we're supposed to be doing. I don't care if you got 3 of them, Playboy. You're supposed to be taking care of them to some degree, right? When you have that type of woman in your life, she makes it easier for you to work on your body. and get to a peaceful mind. She makes your house peaceful, right? So you can continue to work on your strong body. You understand? Now, he also said financial stability. And I think when you have a strong body, a capable body that brings you a certain peace of mind, that attracts good women to you, somehow financial stability is not a hard thing to attain. It's not, because a good woman is going to encourage you to be financially responsible. Because you have peace of mind, you're going to be calm and you're not going to be in a rush state all the time, not in a stress state. Because you're strong and capable, bro. You're not going to look for validation outside from other people. So you'll become more financially responsible, more fiscally responsible. You don't spend money frivolously trying to impress people because, hey, bro, I'm at peace. I'm at peace, man. I live a peaceful life with my good woman. Huh? Pay attention to my fitness, man. I'm pretty calm. I help people out. Pretty confident. Life is good. I don't need to spend money frivolously. And when you have a good woman, normally you start a family with her. And so you got people to look out for. Isn't that funny? So in your 40s and 50s, my boy, I would say that your wellness is attached to all those things you mentioned. And I just got to be honest, bro. I'm always going to tell you that most of these things start with how you treat yourself, how healthy you are, how you pay attention to your wellness, how you show up with your workouts, how you eat, how you sleep. It's always going to go back to that, bro, because I can always tie in how that affects you mentally and how then it will I'd say encourage you to go one way or the other with your finances, go one way or the other at your job, go one way or the other with women. So if you have good relationships with women, good relationships at work, you're financially responsible, that then puts you in a great peaceful and it puts you in a great peaceful state, and also keeps you in a good level of at a good level mentally. You understand? Which then allows you to get up and go do it again. So wellness is about you feeling good. The number one thing that if everything was crumbling around me, somebody said, listen, bro, I'm going to give you 5 major issues, but you can work out every day, you can eat right, and you can sleep good. I'm not going to take that from you. I'd take that all day. Give me the other issues, bro, because I can deal with it. You understand? So that wellness is definitely going to start with how you treat your body. And then it's going to put you in a state that you can deal with all the other things. You can make your life peaceful. You can attract good women. It makes it so much easier for you to be financially responsible. So in your 40s and 50s, Playboy, your wellness does include all of that. But it just starts with your health. So if you're that guy that's struggling with your health, that is the first thing you attack. I'm telling you, if everything seems messed up, bro, stressed out, going to court, custody maybe, might not have a job. It could be all types of things. Bro, I'm telling you, the instant, you know how many times I'm on a treadmill or I'm out walking or I'm running and I come up with an idea, a solution for an issue. I don't know why it comes at that time. There's something to it, man. I would imagine it's because your mind's clear when you're out there, right? But, bro, so many things that come to you. And then the confidence that you gain from getting healthy. I mean, that might be going to get your blood work done. It might be going to get your blood work done. Or I found out I had low iron. And they answered a bunch of questions. So I was like, dang, why is my energy low? And it just, some stuff was just off. Well, bro, my iron's supposed to be at like a 40. That joint was at like a 3. No wonder. Now you get some solutions to correct the iron or correct your magnesium, or your blood pressure might be high. You get your blood work done. So when we start paying heavy attention to our health, it starts to answer so many questions. And people are drawn to healthy individuals. And what will happen is that issue that you're having, the solution comes a lot quicker. Seems weird, but it does. that custody issue that you're having, I ain't telling you losing 30 pounds will fix it. I'm telling you losing 30 pounds will have you at peace and will have you not wanting to deal with the stress of it. And you'll probably operate in a different fashion. And you probably won't let that person stress you out like you're letting them stress you out now. That's how it go. So I appreciate y'all for hanging out with your boy today. We stayed on here a little long, but I will be back. We're probably going to do Sunday nights right around this time. So tell a friend to tell a friend, share the episode for me. And make sure that if you have a submission or a question, you email me at coachmark22@gmail.com. All right. I appreciate you for tuning in. Keep the questions coming. Keep everything coming. We'll get the answers, man. We'll have good dialogue. And that's just how it'll be. All right. So I appreciate you for hanging out with your boy. Just mark my words.